Hello students, let us start with another natural resource, land resources. Land is a very important, valuable resource for mankind which is finite, and we are all depending on the land for our basic amenities which provides food, fiber, medicine, etc. This land is a mixture of inorganic materials and also organic materials. This is a renewable resource because it is continuously regenerated by natural process but at a very slow rate. To construct any building, now land is acting as a dustbin for most of the waste created by the modern society. So we can consider the land, even though it is a renewable resource, it is becoming a non-renewable resource. When rate of erosion is faster than the rate of renewal, then the soil formation will be very slow and gradually it becomes non-renewable. Land degradation. This is a process of deterioration of soil or loss of fertility. With increasing population growth, the demands for the land for all the needs like producing food, fiber and fuel is also increasing at a faster rate. So there is more and more pressure on the limited land resources which are getting degraded due to over exploitation. The soil degradation is a real cause of alarm because soil formation is extremely a very slow process, and the average annual erosion rate is 20 to 100 times more than the renewal rate. If the land undergoes degradation, there are many effects like soil texture and soil structure will be disrupted. There will be loss of soil fertility, loss of valuable nutrients, increase in waterlogging, salinity, alkalinity and acidity problems, and there will be huge loss of economic, social and biodiversity. What are the causes of land degradation? The main cause is the population, because day by day the population growth is increasing. More land is needed for producing food, fiber and fuel wood. So land is degraded due to over exploitation. Urbanization is one more cause which reduces the agricultural land. Urbanization leads to deforestation, which in turn affects millions of plants and animals. So it leads to the reduction of biodiversity. Fertilizers and pesticides. Usage of these fertilizers and pesticides in advanced agricultural techniques affects the fertility of the soil and causes land pollution. Damage of topsoil. Increase in food production generally leads to damage of topsoil through nutrient depletion, waterlogging, soil erosion, salination, and contamination of the soil with industrial waste also causes a lot of land degradation. Soil erosion. The process of removal of superficial layer of soil from one place to another is called as soil erosion. So especially the top fertile soil will get removed, which is called as soil erosion. So the soil erosion always results in the loss of fertility because only the top layer of the soil, which is called as humus, is very fertile. So there are many effects of soil erosion. The soil fertility decreases due to loss of top soil layer, loss of its ability to hold water and sediments. Sediments runoff can pollute water and destroy the aquatic life. There are different types of soil erosion. Normal erosion, which is caused by gradual removal of topsoil by natural process, but here the rate of erosion is somewhat less. Accelerated erosion, which is caused mainly by man-made activities. Here the erosion is much faster than the formation of soil. So the human activities like overgrazing, deforestation, mining etc. causes these accelerated erosion. The different causes of soil erosion are water in the form of rain, runoff, or rapid flow and wave action. Water causes soil erosion. Wind is also another important climatic agent which carry away the fine particles of soil that causes soil erosion. The biotic agents also causes this soil erosion. Overgrazing, mining, deforestation are the major biotic agents that causes the soil erosion. Landslides also causes the soil erosion. And construction of various dams, buildings, roads, the concrete buildings removes the protective vegetal cover and leads to soil erosion. Then how can we control this soil erosion? What are the different soil conservation practices? So the soil conservation is an art which is based on the basic principles like to slow down the water for concentrating and moving down the slope in a narrow path, to slow down the water movement when it flows along the slope, to encourage more water to enter into the soil, to increase the size of soil particles, and reduction in the wind velocity near the ground by growing the vegetation. And one more important process to conserve the soil fertility is the conservational tillage. The process of mixing the residues from the previous crops into the soil by plowing is called conservational tillage. So there are many benefits because of this conservational tillage, like it reduces the labor time and we can spend more time with the family. It improves soil aggregation for roots to establish and improves water availability. It also improves the soil permeability, increases organic matter so that the soil moisture and nutrients can be improved. The other methods for soil conservation are organic farming, where increasing organic input to the soil, crop rotation, the process of growing different crops in successive years on the same land. So this prevents the loss of fertility of the soil. Contour plowing, which is very useful in areas with low rainfall. Mulching, where soil is covered with crop residues and other form of plant litters. Strip cropping, in which planting of crops in rows to check flow of water. Windbreak, here trees are planted in long rows along the boundary of cultivated lands, which block the wind and reduces the soil erosion. So this is mulching, where soil is covered with crop residues and other form of plant litters. Strip cropping, where planting of crops in rows to check the flow of water. Terrace farming is one more important method, where conversion of steep slopes into a series of broad terraces which run across the contour. It reduces the soil erosion by controlling runoff. Agroforestry, planting crops in between rows of trees or shrubs that can provide fruits and fuelwood. After harvesting the crops, the soil will not be eroded because trees and shrubs will remain on the soil and hold the soil particles. So this gives more income to the farmer and also heals the damaged land. Desertification also reduces the soil fertility and degrades the soil, which is a form of land degradation. It is a progressive destruction or degradation of arid and semi-arid lands to destruct. The main causes of desertification are deforestation, overgrazing, overutilization of water, mining and quarrying, climatic changes, excessive usage of fertilizers and pesticides. So this desertification mainly affects the productive lands, which converts all these useful lands into deserts. And because of this, around 600 million people are suffered by desertification. So the desertification can be avoided or minimized to some extent by vegetation, by avoiding overgrazing, by cropping selective plants, etc. Hope students you have followed the session. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.